Now let us continue to go to work, and let us continue to take copious notes pertaining to some information I'm about to give you as it relates to ways and means to get P.A.I.D. from this healthcare debacle that's going on. Okay, now we just heard live that it has been announced that the Senate is going to postpone their health care bill vote until after the 4th of July holiday. And so let's look at how we can monetize this vote, no matter which way it goes. Now, you better make sure that you don't get stuck with the wrong stocks throughout the massive change in the healthcare arena here in the United States. The Senate healthcare bill is finally making an appearance. And when it's all said and done, it looks pretty similar to the bill the House passed. Now, on the one hand, that's good news because it means that reconciling the two bills won't take a great deal of effort. But on the other hand, the House bill is not very popular and has a tenuous grip on the moderates on one side and the Tea Party set on the other side. Now, the inside the Beltway reality is the Republicans want the win to take home to their constituents before the summer break next week. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen. They're going to postpone the vote until they come back from the 4th of July. And the Republicans just want something done so they can say they killed and buried the Affordable Care Act, a.k.a. Obamacare. Now, how this plays back home is yet to be seen. Now, what it does guarantee, now listen to me closely now, is a lot of churn in the healthcare space as the street, I'm talking about Wall Street, tries to figure out winners and losers. Now, one thing is for doggone sure. I'm about to give you 7 healthcare stocks, okay, that you want to either short on the straight up stock buy or look at put options upon completion of the appropriate drill down to get your P.A.I.D. before they make you sick as a result of this healthcare modification. First company I want to give you is Iridex, symbol IRIX. We're talking about put options now as a result of the healthcare bill modification. Iridex, symbol IRIX. Now, Iridex Corporation is a company that specializes in laser equipment to treat retinal diseases like glaucoma and macular degeneration and detached retinas. Now, it has 2 major challenges. First, it's a small company hoping to make it in a space where there are very, very big players. And IRIX, well, its market capitalization is a mere $106 million in a space where it's competing with companies that are worth billions of dollars. And second, and more importantly, ophthalmological care usually isn't covered well by insurers or Medicare or Medicaid. The government doesn't place blindness, being blind, okay, as a life-threatening illness. So since it has to cut somewhere, it usually is in cases like this. That means, family members and listeners alike, most customers have to pay out of their pocket, which limits its ability to grow. Big firms in the space don't rely heavily on this sector and avoid the various vagaries of surviving in it altogether. But Iridex Corporation, it needs to get money for its services and its unique service that it provides for patients by any means necessary. They're going to lose money because when this health bill gets passed, no matter what side of the aisle comes out on top, ophthalmological care is not considered life-threatening. And so, claims filed for ophthalmological treatment will be paid at a lower UCR. UCR stands for usual customary rate. IRIX put option to get you P.A.I.D. Next up, Chromadex, symbol CDXC. Talking about healthcare positions that will get you P.A.I.D. as a result of the healthcare bill modification and or revision. Now, Chromadex Corp, symbol CDXC, is a small company, has only a $165 million market cap, that has an interesting niche as a product testing and quality control company for the natural products industry. Now, alternative medicine is a growing business in the United States, and the type of work that CDXC does certainly has value. But there are companies and competitors that do similar work across the entire health field and beauty sector as well, that are likely able to offer cheaper services because of their particular sizes. Now, that existential threat may be showing up in CDXC's numbers. You see, its first quarter earnings released in early May showed revenue off. It showed revenue off 40% for the quarter compared to a year ago. Now, CDXC is also issuing more stock, which dilutes the value of shares to common stockholders. It has also purchased a company that sells a hot natural anti-aging drug called Neogen. This makes for a lot of confusion and a lot of risk for CDXC as they try to figure it out. And in the meantime, in between time, CDXC is a put option that will get you P.A.I.D. Next, IRAMED, spelled IRADIMED. Okay, some call it IRADIMED, some call it IRAMED. Now, IRMD is the symbol. Now, IRMD seems to have everything you want in a small medtech firm. It has a monopoly in its sector, which is MRI safe IV pumps and accessories. It is a steadily growing sector that will benefit from a graying population. And it's a market worth about $450 million a year. The problem is, though, for the past 2 quarters, revenues have been down for IRMD. And now that a health care bill is coming out of Congress, it looks like Medicaid will be scrapped and Medicare may undergo significant changes. Now, these are the lifeblood for companies like IRMD. Now, MRIs are indeed expensive machines, and that means they're a big investment for hospitals and clinics. If they're not sure if they can recoup the cost of using the machines, they certainly don't need the accessories that go along with them, now do they? It also means they will use the machines less, which is likely what we've been seeing in the IRMD numbers in the past 2 quarters. IRMD is simply too small a company with too much drama and turmoil. IRMD, put option to get your P.A.I.D. Next company I want to give you is Mednex. Mednex, spelled M-E-D-N-A-X, Mednex. Trades under the symbol MD. Now, Mednex is a physician services company that focuses on neonatal to pediatric care support. Once again, that symbol is MD. Now, this company employs about 3,500 physicians over 35 states. And basically, MD allows hospitals to have doctors on staff in specialty areas where the doctors would have a hard time making money in a private practice due to the rules and regulations they have to follow. Now, the business model seems like it matches a solution to a need perfectly. But the problem is it hasn't really worked out that way. You see, margins continue to decrease. I said decrease for MD, and that means the doctors and specialists aren't seeing the kind of pay they hope to receive. Now, to remedy that, MD has to continue to grow by acquisitions, moving into new spaces and expanding their specialties. But you see, family members and listeners alike, this is a dangerous game in good times, since Wall Street will support the growth until it doesn't anymore. So there is no evidence that getting bigger has helped MD become more profitable. And that's a warning signal, family. Once again, Mednex, symbol MD, put option to get your P.A.I.D. The next company is All Scripts. All Scripts, and the symbol is MDRX. All Scripts, symbol MDRX. Now, All Scripts Healthcare Solutions provides IT solutions to the healthcare sector, from hospitals to private practices to even clinics. Now, the stock has been on a roll so far this year, up 26%. But the challenge is Allscripts is in a very, very competitive space. And with the entire healthcare system up in the air as we speak, winners are hard to separate from losers right now. Now, there's no doubt that MDRX, talking about that Allscripts Healthcare Solutions, symbol MDRX, is indeed a serious player in the space. But significant changes to Medicare and Medicaid would mean a lot of work for Allscripts, much of which could not be passed on to its clients. So, it's too early in the game to tell how this will all shake out. But there's one point indeed, okay, that we need to consider. And that one point is there is no point in buying into a growth story that is going to change, and what it changes to is unknown. And what's more, most analysts are looking for 10 to 15% growth at best over the next 12 months. That's a lot of risk for a little return. Put option, possibly, for that MDRX. Talking about that Allscripts Healthcare Solutions. Next position I want to give you is Mallinckrodt. Mallinckrodt, spelled M-A-L-L-I-N-C-K-R-O-D-T. Trades under the symbol MNK. Now, MNK is a UK-based branded and generic, specialty pharmaceutical maker. Its main source of income, and some would argue that it's almost sole source of income for MNK, is Actar, spelled A-C-T-H-A-R, which is a gel used for psoriasis and psoriatic arthritis. Now, given the brand and demand in the space, and MNK's unique gel form of treatment, you may think that MNKs can rely on this drug and never look back. The problem is it can't. Its longtime partner on getting this drug listed, which is Express Script Holdings, which we've gotten paid from many, many times, symbol ESRX. Well, this partner has recently come out and said it questions the drug's ability and its pricing. Well, what kind of partner is that? That's not good. Earlier this month, MNK released a statement that it was, quote, exploring all options, end quote, regarding its business moving forward. That's a nice sentiment, but it should have been done a long time ago. Now it seems a sign of desperation. That's what it seems to be. So like any drug maker, if you don't have a solid pipeline, your fate is not in your hands. And given the debt that MNK carries, it's going to be hard to buy a pipeline at this point. MNK, put option. They get your P.A.I.D. Next, Perrigo, symbol P-R-G-O. Now, Perrigo Company has been producing generic products for nearly 100 years. Now, granted, in the early days, it produced private label medicines and housewares for generic and general stores in and around Michigan. Now it's an international business all about generics, infant nutritional supplements, and over-the-counter medicines. It has a $10 billion market cap. But you see, generics are coming under pressure now more than ever because there's so much turbulence in the healthcare reform. Big firms don't like when the rules consistently shift because for many, it means there's a potential for loss of market share. For example, FDA Commissioner Scott Gottlieb said in late May of this year that he wants to accelerate the review of 2,600 applications for generic drugs. Now, while that may sound like good news, it also cuts the other way as well. You see, if you have the only generic in the space and now two others enter, your revenue gets cut quick, fast, in a hurry. PRGO is off 10% for the year to date, and that may be the tip of the iceberg.